Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the art of nonsense. Land Mind with the takes, it's explosive. Chris Anthony, indie guy, then you know this is Art of Nonsense. What? Art of Nonsense. Who? Art of Nonsense. Art of Nonsense. Yo. Land Mind with the takes, it's explosive. Chris Anthony, indie guy, then you know this is Art of Nonsense. What? Art of Nonsense. Who? Art of Nonsense. Art of Nonsense.
I will say I did look up something on ChatGPT, which is the future. Some people don't believe in the future. I know you are a fan of robots.
What do you mean? You're a future denier, dude.
No. You're a fan of robots, right? And are you prepared to finally live a life where it's like iRobot with Will Smith?
I've been ready.
But I mean, like, are you gonna purchase one?
If I got the bread for one, yeah, hell yeah.
Let's say it's like $5,000, and then you got to pay a subscription fee of like $100 a month to keep them updated and all that stuff.
I'll do it.
You can trust a robot.
I mean, the thing is, right? You miss a payment, it'll get up and walk away. they bring it back to the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, hey, thank you, sir, but you missed your payment, so I'm not gonna do what you ask, and I'm out of here. Boom, and they just break through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and walk back to the shop. You know, they walk back to the shop by themselves.
So it doesn't shut down. It just picks up and leaves. It takes.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
our relationship is over.
Bye. Your card has declined. Adios, and it's gone, bro. You better make that payment, son.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but I see it like in my mind where the robot is like, pay now or I leave. And
yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.
They just leave. They open the door. See you next time.
Well, you gotta make your payments on time, brother.
I think it's scary because I think I said the clip to you the other day. The bot that Kai Cenat has, they're on like what's that, like they're like on wheels, but it looks like you remember those things that I don't know if people still use them, those wheel things.
That's why we have they like people saying all.
Wait, what?
The bots, they're on like these skateboard wheel things. What is it called? What are
those?
Like
the hoverboards.
Hoverboards. That's what I'm talking about. When you try to open these
you're all these skateboard things with two wheels on the side.
I don't remember the freaking name. The hoverboard. All right.
These skateboard thingies.
But the damn robot tried to open the door and leave while Kai Cenat and Chris Brown were talking.
I don't think those are actual robots. I think somebody's controlling those. Like there's somebody with a remote control. Yeah, I think so. I think there's somebody on the production team with a remote control controlling the freaking stupid robot.
Man, it's so funny though.
Because it's good. That's why, like, there's too many things that happen that are funny that the robot itself is doing.
Yeah.
That I feel like it has to be somebody. And if it's AI, then hey, the comedy's dead. No, let me stop.
It's throwing up gang signs. It's giving the middle finger.
That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that. I think it's actually just somebody controlling it behind the scenes,
bro. And everyone that interacts with it, they're all like freaked out by it, like Benny Blanco and Chris Brown. Like everyone's like they're
because it looks crazy. It looks insane.
Well, I don't think I would want one, but yeah. Are you ready to start the show, man?
What is it, 13?
I don't know.
I think we're on 13, bro. Wait, let me double check though before we
Oh my God, I hate that we never remember.
Oh, we are on 13.
Wow, would you look at that? We're in the teens now. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Art of Nonsense podcast. This is episode 13, and I'm Chris Anthony. That's
Lan Mind is explosive.
Wow, the enthusiasm is just not there, bro.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Do a backflip?
Yes.
I can't even stand up. You want me to do a backflip?
Chris Brown on Kai's stream, all right?
Anyway, do you remember what life was like for you at the age of 13?
Not really.
Wow, you don't remember what life was like at 13?
I think I was depressed or something, you know?
At I mean, I'm not saying kids at 13 are not depressed, but what the man?
I don't think I was. It was 16 where it really kicked in. 13. I think when I was 13, I was moving.
You're moving from Brooklyn to Staten Island?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, like that 12, 13 range is when my parents were like, yo, we're going from here to here. And it was like, all right, I guess. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't say no.
But you weren't upset or bothered?
Not really.
What?
Not really.
Did you hate Sunset Park or something? Like, did you not have a good time in Brooklyn?
No, but like, I'm a kid. What am I supposed to do?
Nah, you're crazy.
I hate you, Dad.
No,
what
no,
do you want to move for? No, I was just like, all right, I guess. Like, I wasn't mad. I wasn't happy. It was just like, actually, you know what? I think I was happy because it was the first time we were experiencing like a house.
Okay, so you lived in an apartment and now you're going to get a home.
In an apartment, and now we got a house that's combined to another house that's combined to another house, So
the house that your dad is in right now, he's been there since you moved to Staten Island?
Yeah.
Damn.
That house has been the house.
That's crazy.
Almost, 17, 18 years now?
Wow.
Yeah, bro, it's the house.
Well, I remember 13, I graduated middle school. I went to MS 51 in Park Slope on 5th Street and 5th Avenue. And I remember I finished that and Bloomberg was running for mayor. He was doing a commercial in the handball courts where there were Latin Kings hanging out. And
you walked up and were like, yo, we out here. Que lo que, manito?
I remember because a lot of gang members used to hang out at the handball courts on 5th Street and 4th Avenue.
Yeah.
So I remember there was a lot of security and they were telling them to get out because they were filming a commercial. And
they started shooting everything up.
No.
Nah.
And I guess they had permits or whatever, so they got to leave. They had to leave. And I met Mayor, who then became Mayor Bloomberg. I met him when he was running, and he was asking me and my friends questions. We were on our way to go see, this is how old it is. This is 2001. We were on our way to go see the first Fast and Furious movie.
Golly.
Yeah. It was the last day of school. We were on our way to downtown Brooklyn. I forgot the movie theater that's downtown Brooklyn. That was in it's in a big building, but whatever. It's across the street from the courthouses. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But anybody who's from Brooklyn,
my dad used to work at those. I know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
All right, so I don't know
the court officer.
I don't know the street that's down there that the movie theater's at, but whatever. We went there, and whatever. I met Bloomberg, and he was telling us, me and my friends, who he was. We didn't care who he was, but he was like, "Oh, I play golf with Tiger Woods. I know a lot of people. This and that." I'm like, yeah,
you're
whatever.
Like, oh, you're a cool old white man.
I'm like, whatever, man. I don't care. Who the hell are you? Come to find out he's one of the wealthiest men in the world. And then he became the mayor. It was a really cool experience. But I when I found out we were moving to Staten Island, I wasn't upset, but I was kind of bothered because I wanted to go to a high school in Brooklyn with my friends. And my dad.
It's like starting all over.
Yeah. So my dad did give me an opportunity. He said, listen, if you want, we'll look for schools in Brooklyn. I was either going to go to 3 schools. Fort Hamilton, Fort Hamilton. Right. Telecommunications, which is like, I was living on 56th Street. That was like on 60th Street. So it was very close. Or a school in Manhattan that was next to the World Trade Center. And we went to go do the, what's that, orientation?
Like open house?
Yeah, open house. And they had metal detectors. And my dad was like, I don't know if I want you to go here.
This place is ghetto.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe not. I'm going to be living in Staten Island. I got to take the ferry, the train. Like, it's a lot of work. And I got to take the train to the ferry because I moved to Great Kills in Staten Island. So I take the train. I had to walk to the train. Yo, it would have been like 2 hours to get to school. My dad's like, you sure you want to do that? Or do you want to go to school close by? And ended up taking the school Wagner, take 1 bus to get there. Like, you went to a better school. Anyway.
Curtis.
And the crazy thing, we all know what happened in 2001, the World Trade Center, and I kind of feel blessed that I didn't go to that school.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. You would have been right in the thick of it.
Right in the thick of it. So, yeah. But I was only upset because I wanted to be with my friends. That was really it. I was going to high school.
Make new ones.
Obviously, I made new ones. Yeah. But, yeah. So I was going to ask you this question. I went to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is my friend. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. But there was a question here that I noticed because I asked, I said, hey, what are good question starters, right? And it gave me tech and culture. I didn't even ask for that. But it said, what's one piece of technology you couldn't live without today?
Your phone.
You couldn't live without your phone. But then how did people live without cell phones? I mean, you're younger than me.
But they used to live without AC and everything. Like my dad used to tell me, like, bro, we used to have to get like a big fan and put it in the middle of the house. And I'm like, no AC?
He didn't have a ceiling fan at least? He had to buy a fan?
In Puerto Rico, bro?
Oh, in Puerto Rico. Your father lived in Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah. Where do you think his parents came from?
I mean, my dad's parents came from Puerto Rico, but my dad kind of grew up in Sunset Park, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they moved. A good portion of his life as a kid was in Puerto Rico, and then they moved out here.
Okay.
And we're like, yo, we want you guys to, like, you know what I'm saying, be in Nueva York. He came through with the oldie thick accent at first. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
So your dad came to New York without knowing English, is what you're saying?
Well, he knew a little bit, but he had the accent. Now it's gone though. But you know,
did he sound like
because my grandparents, my grandparents barely speak English.
Really?
So rest in peace to my grandfather. Yeah. My grandma barely speaks English.
Same with my grandma. Like when I talk to her, I give her the basic "Hola, grandma. ¿Cómo estás?" Don't laugh. What do you say to your grandmother?
Bendición, bro. That's it.
Oh, you do the bendición thing. That's it.
Always. No, we talk, but because I understand more than I can speak.
Okay.
So like we'll have some conversation. It's not like I'm just like, hey grandma, what's up? Bye, later. God bless. No, it's just.
Is your grandmother a gambling woman?
No, what the hell? She's a pastor, bro.
Oh, she's a pastor. Wait.
My whole family.
I didn't know. I thought it started with your dad, but this is starting with your dad's family. Your dad's
starts
parents.
From my great grandfather to my grandfather to my uncle, my dad, everybody. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So they're not part of that lifestyle.
Not even close.
So who was the one that took away your Pokemon cards?
The church, not my dad. The church that we were going to took my Pokemon cards away.
But no one in your family was against this? Like, give him back his cards.
No, of course not. Why would they? They agreed with them probably. We're like, oh, freaking Querimonio.
But then you said that you were playing like crazy video games at some point, like GTA, stuff like that. They didn't say nothing at that?
Mom.
So when you live with your mom.
No, my parents had joint custody. So when I would go visit my mom on the weekends, hey, here's the PlayStation 2, have fun.
Anything goes.
Yeah, she would let me rock.
That's awesome. Is that where the whole gaming journey start? Like just going to your mom's house because you didn't have it at your dad's?
Literally.
Really? Wow.
I'm not even joking. I didn't get like a gaming console at my house until I bought my own.
No way.
And that was the GameCube.
How old were you when you had the GameCube?
I was young, bro. I would do chores. When did the GameCube come out?
Also, you didn't have a job. You were saving up.
It was, yeah. So like I would do chores and they would give us like however money, like $20 a week or something like that.
Wow.
I never spent a dime of it until I made enough to buy myself a GameCube.
So in your mind, you're like, I'm saving all my money, all my coins to get that GameCube.
I think GameCube was the cheapest. It was around 2001. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was the cheapest, and it was the older one because it was before they even did like the red, yellow, blue wire thingy. It was the wire that you had to like screw into the back of your screen.
No way.
Change it to channel 3. Yeah, bro. I bought that one myself. I'm not even joking. I bought that one.
Where did you buy it? Like, what store did you go to? Was it KB Toys, Funko Land?
It might have been Toys R Us. It might have been Toys R Us, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Toys R Us.
Wow. What was that feeling? Do you remember that feeling, what it was like?
My parents were surprised because they were like, yo, there's no way he's going to keep the money. I came up, I had like $300 straight. I was like, yo, give me the GameCube. I was like, I'm ready. My dad was like, for what? I was like, I'm ready to buy it. Let's go. Mind you, I was like 9 years old, bro. I was like, yo,
that's what I'm saying. You were so young.
I was like, let's do it. And he was like, wait, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And I pulled out the money. I was like, 20, 40, We counted it together. He was like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "He really did it." He was like, "Because you did it, I'll buy you your first game. You could buy the, boom."
Wow.
So he chipped in so I didn't just have the console. So I bought the console for the 300. He put in the extra like 60 for I think it was the Star Fox game.
Wow.
That came out, and that's it.
So when you got home, what was that moment for you? Like, what were you feeling?
I didn't sleep for like 3 days, bro. I'm dead ass. I just kept playing, bro. It was lit. I did not sleep. I was just like, eh. And then I kept buying like the cheap controllers because we would get like Super Smash Bros.
Got it.
NFL Street. So I would have my friends come over. So it made the most sense. Like people would just come over. I had 4 controllers. We playing GameCube. Let's go.
That's what's up.
It was fun.
I remember buying my first console. It was the PS3. What was it? I had just, I feel old because you're younger than me. No, but I was working at Costco.
Hey, you're old.
It was right out of high school, I believe. I was working at Costco, and I had pre-ordered. I bought the most expensive one. It was like $600.
Oh, you were bugging. You were always bougie. I got it. Okay, I see. You a bougie gamer, bro. It's okay.
So I pre-ordered it in the mall. There was like a video game store in the Staten Island Mall. And I was
KB Toys.
No, it wasn't KB. It was just a regular video game store, like a mom and pop one.
Like this was before like GameStop was the thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I go to work. I'm so excited because I know I'm getting it today. And they're like, "We'll call you when your order's ready." So they called me at work, and I left work early. I'm like, "Hey, boss, I'm not feeling too well. I gotta go home." He's like, "All right, I feel better. I'll see you next week." All right, cool. I drove so fast, and Costco's next to the mall. They like very close. Drove mad fast. I rolled up in there. I'm like, here's my receipt. They gave it to me. I got like a couple games. I think Talladega Nights, all that stuff, right? Bro, they put in a black bag. I'm like, hey, what's this like garbage bag? They're like, somebody got robbed outside and we don't want any more people getting robbed. So we want to make sure no one can see what's in the bag.
Oh, so they were protecting you for real.
Bro, do you know?
Shout out to them.
I ran, Chris. Right now you say, oh, Lou, you can't walk, right? I ran.
That's how your ankle got messed up. Got it.
I was holding it like this, like under my arm, and I'm running. I get in the car. It was like a chase scene. I didn't know if someone was gonna come for me. I threw it in the car and I drove home.
Pull up to your car, boom, break the window.
Bro, I was so excited. Like I had the most adrenaline. Like I drove so fast home. And I plugged it up to my dad. My dad he didn't have a flat screen. He still had like the big back televisions.
Yeah.
I plugged it in there, setting everything up because it still wasn't, I don't believe it was HDMI yet. I think the Slims.
It was still the red, yellow.
Yeah,
the red, yellow,
PS3.
And,
So I plug it in and I had the Resistance game. I don't know if you remember the game Resistance. Whatever. I didn't know what I was just like, I want to try something. I put it in and I see it like, oh my God. The graphics, like it was for me, it was like a big jump. And then it was like, oh, there's a Blu-ray. I'm going to put Talladega Nights. I'm going to watch this. I want to see this in full HD. But I didn't have like the best TV. It was the big plasma, big back.
Right.
I was so excited. And I will never forget, like I told myself, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I just want to play video games. And I just remember playing, I think I posted a picture on my IG. My dad really introduced me to video games. He wasn't a gamer, but I remember there was a picture of me like at 4 with a Game Boy, and then behind me you see the Nintendo. And I love video games. So the hype to get the new console and get new games has always been with me. And I remember those. I remember even the one time I was getting SmackDown 2. And I didn't have the money. I'm like, Dad, please, I want to get this game. So he was like, go to the pizzeria, right? Went to, Charlie's on Fifth Avenue? Charles on Fifth Avenue? It was on 49th Street and 5th.
Didn't it?
Huh?
That's the one that closed down, right?
It probably did. There was like an electronics store next to it.
I think that one closed down. I think I know what you're talking about.
So my dad's best friend worked there. His name is Tommy. He's my sister's godfather. He was like, go to Tommy, tell him to give you the money, and then you go to Booms. You remember Booms?
You're
on Fifth Avenue, bro.
That's way ahead of my time, my boy.
Nah. Anyway, so I lived on 56th Street.
I knew he was Italian, bro. This guy said, go to the pizzeria, go to Tommy, and go get the money. Don't even ask where he got it from, but he got the money in the bag, and then go to Booms, and boom. You know what I'm saying?
No,
that's an Italian story right there. I don't care what nobody says.
When did this game come out? I got to give you the exact date. November 2000, right? So if I'm 13, I'm 14 in 2001. I'm 13 in 2000. So I'm 13 years old. So I'm on 56th Street between 3rd and 4th. I run to 49th Street on 5th Avenue by myself. No one else. My brother stood home. My dad's working. I go to pizzeria. I go to Tommy. I'm like, yo, Tommy, my dad said, give me the money. I get the money. I run to Booms. Anybody from Sunset Park, they know Booms. I go buy the game. Chris, I ran so fast home and I didn't stop playing like you did. I didn't stop playing for like 3 days straight, playing SmackDown Know Your Role, where the loading screen, you see Trish Stratus and you just leave it there. And you just hope that the screen doesn't change because, you know, Trish was hot. You know what I'm saying? So I was 13 years old. And yeah, man, that I remember that feeling like, just like, oh my God, I got this game. I can't wait to get home, bro.
No, my parents stopped buying me video games. They used to hate it.
Really?
Because
why?
I would
Because
get
it was
the
so
games,
expensive?
and I would get the games and beat them on the first day.
Oh,
like
okay.
They used to hate me for that. They'd be like, yo, I just bought it for you. I'll come downstairs. Like, oh, I finished. Like, I would disappear for like 6 hours. and then I'll show back up. They're like, let me get some water real quick. They're like, where you been? Oh, yeah, I just beat the game. And they'll come upstairs and the credits are rolling. They're like, what the hell? We just bought this for $60. Yo, they used to hate me for that. Like, yo, no way you beat this that quick. I did. I'm sorry. I'm the best.
Wow. I don't remember ever beating a game like on the same day.
I used to, bro.
What games what were you playing?
I used to play a lot. Halo, Gears of War. I mean, the stories aren't that long anyways, but I used to just play until I beat it. I wouldn't stop. And remember, back in the day, too, they didn't have the automatic saves and stuff. You used to have to buy the big-ass memory cards.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford those, so I had no choice but to never turn it off and beat the game. So, like, when it got to me being able to do that, I was still so accustomed to just beating the game in one sitting because I'm not trying to get off, you know, and I can't leave it on because that's just not an option. We got bills to pay, you feel me?
It was like you playing a Nintendo. There was no memory. You finish it, you got to go back from the beginning.
That's it.
Wow.
I used to beat games first night. They used to hate it. They literally were like, we're not buying you no more. You're going to buy your own games. And I was like, okay, got it. And I used to do the same thing. I used to save up every like month and a half. I would go buy a new game. I wouldn't buy no food at school. I wouldn't do anything. I eat the school lunch, come home, do my chores, make my little money. Every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'd have enough to go buy a new game. Let me go. I'm going to buy a new game. I'm out.
And you never thought about like trading them or reselling them? They didn't have that back then? I don't think they did, now that I think about it.
Until I like moved out, I never sold anything. I had all of it.
Wow.
I still think my GameCube was in my parents' house.
That's crazy.
I even still have the old PlayStation joints. Like, I got a whole 2 big-ass booklets, the disc booklets.
No
with
way.
All the old games, bro. I think I still have. I gotta go ask my parents. I'm almost guaranteed. I had 2 big ass booklets of just like Twisted Metal, freaking all the old games, bro, in there. I'm not even joking, bro.
So I used to have a traveling case for my PlayStation. So it was a travel bag where you could put the controllers, the wires, and all the games. Right. I remember one Christmas I was at my aunt's house. I was young, and every sibling bought me PlayStation games. I literally left my aunt's house with like 10 games.
Time to play.
And that's all I did. I look forward to like every day. All I did was like I was a kid. Of course, I wanted to play outside. I love sports. I played a lot of basketball and baseball. I play a lot of wiffle ball. If anybody know from the hood, you play wiffle ball, handball. Like I played sports, but my main things, I want to play games. And I remember having the PlayStation, and I think I told you about this too. My next door neighbor, I don't know how old he was. We're friends on Facebook now, and I see his kids. It's so funny, man. His kids are fully grown with kids, and I remember when he had those kids when I was a kid, and it's just insane. But he was the gamer on the block, so it was weird. Like he would invite us to go watch him play games, and that's how I got introduced to
streaming. Yeah,
it was like, yo, I'm not even lying, yo, Chris. That's the best way to put it. So I was friends with his kids. And it would be like his 3 sons, me, my brother, some other kids from the block, from the building. and we just watch him play. That's how I got introduced to Resident Evil. I got introduced to Dino Crisis. I got introduced to
I love Dino Crisis.
Metal Gear Solid. All these games, we just sit there and watch him play. His wife would like make us popcorn and stuff, and that's what it was. We just watched him play. Talking about a 20-something-year-old man, real cool dude, man. I got a sad story too about him. Oh, he's not dead. He's alive. I just said we're friends on Facebook. But anyway, I found a different kind of love from video games because of him. His name is Patrick. And he told my dad about getting bootleg games. I didn't even know what bootleg games were. So
like downloading it and burning it on a CD and all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I remember, growing up in Brooklyn, I don't know how anywhere else, but we had the hot box too. So we had like bootleg TV, you know what I'm saying? And then you go to channel 69 or something like that. You get the sexy channels. But anyway, but you would get like Showtime, HBO, Cinemax when you go to the higher channels. Anyway, he told my dad, look, this is the guy, this is the connect. Tell me what games you want. I get you any game you want for $5 each, but you need to have a Game Shark and a spring. Yeah. That was it. So you put the original disc, it reads it, you take it out, you put the bootleg game in. Yo, Chris, that was a game changer because then when you spend $60 for one game, I had like 15 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was the best thing known to man. You ever had that? You ever had a bootleg PlayStation?
No. Never. Never.
When I got
I'm not a criminal. No,
I'm sorry, PlayStation, if you're watching. I love you, PlayStation, but you guys, coming from the hood is too expensive, man. We don't got the funds like that.
It is. It's tough.
So when I got the PS2, those days were kind of over. And I was screwed, So the story I was gonna tell you about my friend Patrick, I'm a big fan of music. At this time, I was a big fan of Noriega. Do you know who Nori is?
No.
Did you ever hear this?
Drink Champs?
Yes. Did you ever hear his album NORE? Blue cover. It's probably his best album. Super Thug was on it.
I'm too young for that.
You don't know Super Thug?
I know Super Thug. I'm talking about to listen to it though.
All right. So I was a big fan. And all I did with Chris, all I wanted to do was listen to that song. And I finally got the album after my dad bought it for me. All I did was hear Funk Master Flex drop 9,000 bombs before he played the song.
Funk Master Flex,
It would just be. And I'm like, just play the song. Anyway, I finally got to record it, but it wasn't the best sounding. I recorded a tape deck. You put it in your Sony Walkman and you play it. But now I had the album, so I could listen to the unedited, like the raw version, the cursing, and I didn't have a CD player because CD players were really expensive. So Patrick, he says, I'm going to lend you my CD player. It was a Kenwood. Wow. I remember this. It was a Kenwood CD player. I bring it to my school. I was in elementary school. He's like, please don't forget it.
They stole it.
After school, I'm chilling with my friends. We laughing. We doing our thing. I go back to my grandma's house because my dad's going to pick me up. I'm like, I left the CD player. I ran back to the school. It was gone. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask my dad what that would cost, but my dad had to buy Patrick a new CD player, bro.
Oh, I know your dad was...
Yo, he was so mad. I was punished, bro. I couldn't play no video games. I couldn't go outside.
That's crazy. You're foul, bro. What's good with you?
So Patrick was like, nah, it's all right. Like he was telling my dad, like, it's okay, man. It was a mistake. No worries. Don't worry about it. Your son's a good kid.
Nah, off principle, you're in trouble. Pow, pow.
No, my dad was like, nah, F that. I got you a CD player. He gives it to Patrick. And I was in big trouble, man. That's a sad story. I felt bad. Yo, every time I saw Patrick in the stream, I'm like, yo, Patrick, man, I'm so sorry, bro. I don't know, what was I, 13? No. When I got this, I was in elementary school. I had to been 11 years old, man.
Damn.
I felt bad.
Terrible kid,
Did you ever have an instance like that where you did something and your parents had to pay for it?
Nah.
Or you're like your brother, your sister, they did something and your parents just had to like cough up the money. Like, I'm sorry, my kid broke your window.
Not that I know of. 'Cause like I said, we were kind of sheltered growing up.
Damn, they put fences on the fences.
Nah, it wasn't like that.
You have bars on the window.
It wasn't until we moved to Staten Island that we kind of got some freedom.
Okay. He let you play in the front.
No, like my sister started wilding because she was sheltered the most. Like by the time we got to Staten Island, she was already like 16.
Oh wow.
You know?
Okay. So she was out in the streets like, I'm free.
Right.
West side.
Whereas me, myself, and I was still.
You were young.
I think I was in my last year of middle school.
Okay.
When we moved.
What middle school did you go to in Staten Island?
49.
Okay.
IS 49, right across the street from Park Hill.
Oh, that's the hood.
Oh, Method Man. No,
yeah, Wu-Tang Clan. Protect your neck. The RZA, the Jizza.
Yeah, no, it was definitely directly next to the hood, technically.
Yeah. I used to. You know what's crazy, Chris? I used to hang out there a lot when I was making.
It's not really that bad though.
No. It was kind of scary because I was going there to make music. I was literally going into like people's basements I never met. It was scary. I was literally a 19-year-old producer that had beats and like, yo, come to Park Hill. This is, where people make music.
At 11 p.m. at night.
Bro, you want to know what's crazy? I swear to you, Chris, I'm not making this up. I'm like, yo, I'm going to step out because I'm kind of hungry. And like, nah, you don't have to go nowhere. Across the street is the deli. They got burgers there. I'm like, what you mean?
Yeah.
No, Chris, burgers inside plastic and they heat it up for you. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the school lunch.
I didn't know that. And we're like, nah, don't go anywhere. I felt like I was like taking hostage.
Go get a chopped cheese, bro.
They were like, yo, we're going to go to the deli. We're going to get you a sandwich. You're going to lay this track down for us, right? I'm like, I guess. I got nowhere else to go.
Right? You going to lay it down, cuz.
Yo, Chris, I'm telling you, I there were times where I was scared. I was like, you know what? You could keep the beats. I'll see you when I see you.
Yo, you ain't even got to pay me, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks for the $2 burger, bro. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.
But yeah, man, I had my time in the nighttime. I was gonna say the sun, but I had my time in the nighttime of Park Hill for a little bit. It was kind of scary. Where did you record music when you were doing music?
I was in Brooklyn. When I was recording music.
Okay. So you were in fancy
I started
stuff.
off. I was in Staten Island, and then so I was recording stuff in my crib.
Oh,
I just had a mic.
That's what I used to do. Yeah,
it sounded like ass.
It did.
But I would still go to perform at like events and churches and stuff like that because obviously I was doing the Christian hip hop stuff. And somebody came through. Who was it? I think it was. I don't know if you remember Andy Mineo, the God Belongs to My City guy. In my city.
Okay. I know in my city. I don't know the people who's in your city.
The guy that sung that song, he got signed to like Reach Records with Lecrae and all them.
Okay.
So I did a show where I opened up for him.
Okay.
And because he came to my church. They were doing a show at my church. It was before he even like really blew up. So I opened up for him, and during my performance, I'm singing my song. The crowd's going like we live. Everybody's jumping. I jump into the crowd. He jumped into the crowd with me, and was like, like we was going crazy. Like I was like, wait. Like when I realized who it was, I was like, he was like. So then afterwards, he was like, he pulled me to the side, and he was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. He was like, how old are you? I was like 16.
Oh my God, you were so young.
So he was like, yo, bro, he was like, you're super talented, but the quality of your stuff sounds like ass. Wow. Like he told me straight up, he kept it a buck with me over it. He was like, the quality of music is terrible. So I have some people that might be willing to work with you. He was like, they worked on my stuff, yada, yada, yada. So then basically the best part was before he could even talk to them, I had a different show. And one of the people from the studio that he goes to was at that show. And they also liked me. Oh. So they pulled me to the side and were like, oh, yo, we have a studio over here, yada, yada, yada. It costs this much and this much. And if you want, we can mix and master everything and do that. So then he called them and told them about me. And they were like, yo, we actually just met him and gave him a card. He's coming at this point.
Would you look at that?
Bro, I used to have to travel from Staten Island to like Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah, I know Williamsburg.
But I had to pay for everything at first. So I would go do like a 3-hour session for like $400, pay an extra $100 so they can mix and master everything to make it sound good.
Wow.
But I was broke. So like I had to, it was like every month and a half, 2 months, I was able to pay to like go and do my thing.
Wow.
Until one point they had moved studios to like close to the Barclays Center.
Okay.
And they were basically like, listen, we're starting like a artist program where you're basically signed to us as an artist and we're giving you free production, free studio time, free this, free that, and you'll be able to kind of go and develop under our wing. It was like a artist development program. So they were pretty much just showing us how to be artists.
Oh,
so they were like, you don't even need to try out because we've seen you perform. We've seen and we trust you in this process that you'll get better. So it was like 3 of us in the program at the same time. It was me, and two girls actually. One of them is actually, she's up there. She's pretty famous right now. Like she does her thing. The other one fell off the face of the earth, but that's okay.
Wow.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I also fell off the face of the earth. I retired, but bro, it changed my life because I was like, now I'm able to do what I want to do and I don't have to pay for nothing. But it worked out, you know?
No, that's awesome.
Such is life.
Yeah, I never had that opportunity because I wasn't much of an artist. I was more the producer. So when I would record people, I had this Radio Shack. You remember Radio Shack? I had a mic from Radio Shack that was really just
cheap.
Like $20, Chris. Yo, I wish I had pictures of my ghetto setup. So I literally had a book, like a black and white marble notebook, covered the mic.
So like soundproof?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that's how a lot of people started though.
Bro, and then I had like styrofoam like around the microphone. It was I lived in the basement of my dad's house. So whenever I had artists come over to record, because I got tired of going to different places, I'm just gonna do it in my house. I learned there was a program called Cool Edit Pro. I don't know if it's still out there anymore. And I was using Fruity Loops to make the beats and doing everything.
Yo, Fruity Loops was the go back in the day.
Yeah.
What?
So I would make the beat with the artist. Sometimes I'll make the beat without them, and we'll just work together like 4 or 5 hours. And then the mic, it was like a webcam mic. It was like on a stand, and it broke. So now I had to like tape it to a ironing board. So it's like leveled up.
Jerry rigged the whole studio.
Yeah. And like the wire had to tape it because it was, it was all messed up.
That's so funny, bro.
And
oh my goodness.
I recorded like 6 or 7 different rappers. You don't know them because they're not or nowhere. Right. But I did like 6 or 7 demos for rappers. Either they were on Staten Island, the Bronx, Brooklyn. And I made at least 200 to 300 beats in that time frame, and it was all on a little Dell computer that my dad bought me to do schoolwork. And I was like, schoolwork, I'm gonna make beats for the rest of my life. But it's because I was a DJ, so the DJ kind of like, being a DJ kind of like translates to making beats. And then I had so many records. This is going real old school. I have 45s, 12-inch vinyls, and I was given old albums from my aunt that were like never open. I still have some, like there were copies too. Like I have a Thriller that was never opened.
You were trying to be the Kanye of Staten Island, bro.
Bro, this is before Kanye was even known. Like I fell in love with creating, and I never told you this, but I was telling my wife and kids when we went to go see the Lego movie that Pharrell did, Piece by Piece. I fell in love with producing because of Pharrell and the Neptunes. It was their sound that influenced me to make beats. And
got you.
That's all I wanted to do was just make beats. And then I started learning on my own. Like no one taught me. I had a beat machine. My mom bought me my first drum machine. It was a Boss drum machine. I don't even know if that was a good brand. Yeah. I had a piano. I did everything, bro. I'm telling you, I was in there. I was in the mix, bro. Really trying to be the next Pharrell Williams. I was really inspired by that. Obviously nothing happened, but in that time frame from high school into college, that's all I did. Besides playing video games, but that's all I did. Yeah. So
Shout out
we
to
are.
gaming and music.
On a podcast
And
talking
now-
about our past. Yeah.
We're Wash Podcast.
I think we should end it there. That's a good place to end it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us talk about nonsense and the art of it. See you next time.
Peace.